Escapee Antoine Massey's aunt Shakita Taylor did an interview with a YouTube channel called Rare Reports. In the interview, Shakita Taylor mentioned some information pertaining to the charges that her nephew is facing while he is currently a fugitive. Shakita Taylor made some statements about Antoine Massey in the interview that was disturbing and unnecessary, especially to someone claiming to have their relative's best interest in mind. Let's dive into the interview, and I will give you the prime analysis of the interview as we listen to the playback. Let's go.
Let the world know who they listening to right now.
Hello, my name is Shakita Taylor, and I'm Antoine Massey auntie.
My first question is, I know we was talking off camera, and you spoke about after the video dropped, there was I don't know if I could say pressure, but there was a visit by the law.
Yes, but when they came here very pleasant and just letting me know that it was protocol because they had been seeing my videos all over the internet and stuff, and especially the live that I did. But in the live, they was telling me, like, the police, they listening because it's buffering, they tapping in. And I'm like, I don't give up, I'm going in. I don't give up, let them come, yada, yada, whoop, the whoop. And sure enough, they told me everything I said when they came here. They heard everything.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, so trust me, they listening. They listening right now. They listening right now. Please believe that. I told them come, and they did just exactly what I told them to do. But no, my skin ain't thin. I wasn't fearful. You know why I'm not fearful? Because I don't have anything to hide. Because I want him, my nephew, home. I just want him found. And I'm a desperate auntie right now that's willing to go to any extremes or measures for that to happen. And I'm unapologetic about it. Come talk to me. I ain't got nothing to hide. What you want to know?
What was Antoine's situation as far as him serving time? Was that bad to...
Man, look, if Antoine would have sat there being patient, I feel to believe he would have came home. But he feel like since he had the loss, you know what they call 3-time loser, 4-time loser, whatever, and he could not afford a lawyer because we wasn't paying for nothing. Oh no, your lawyer days is over with when it come down from this family. Nah, bro, we not about to keep doing this. And my son too, nah, y'all gonna sit there. And that's what it was this time. Y'all gonna sit there because we should have let y'all sit there all the other times you went. You feel what I'm saying? Sometimes it's called tough love, baby. It's called tough love.
If Shakita had her nephew's best interest in mind, she wouldn't have mentioned that Antoine needs to stay in jail, and she wouldn't take pride in Antoine staying in jail due to his lack of ability to fund an attorney. It's contradictory to mention that you want the best for your nephew while taking so much pride in him receiving the worst. Shakita also mentioned that she is allowing her own son to sit in jail as well. Shakita's son and her nephew were jailed at the same prison. Shakita isn't coming across as someone who had a great relationship with her nephew.
So with that being said, he ain't have no lawyer, and he felt like an appointed lawyer wasn't going to be powerful enough, and they was going to railroad him this time, and he go to jail for life. And you see, what y'all don't know is after Antoine did that 14-year bid, Antoine came home with PTSD. So he was really out of control. We tried to get him help when he first came home. You put a 14-year-old boy, mental illness already, ADHD, schizophrenic already, bad as hell, but he bad like beat your ass from your mama bad. Not bad as, okay, I know how to go up in here and handle myself. You got rapists, murderers, all type of criminals. That's who raised you. That's who molded you. That's what created you. At the age 16, 17 is when you pop up with tattoos in your face. My daddy was livid when he saw that. How you gonna come home and get a job now? Ain't nobody gonna take you serious. You told us you had to join the game because you needed protection, okay? And Twan used to be 3 and 6 months in a hole at a time. My mama worried herself sick while that boy was in jail. We used to think, well, damn, is he cutting up that bad in there? We know he bad, but is he cutting up that bad in there? Are you doing this because you're trying to save your life in there? You're trying to stay away from getting shanked. You're trying to stay away from getting hurt. You're trying to stay away from, you fighting for your life in there. Because you was at a hard prison. You was at a hard prison, okay?
At such an early age, man.
At such an early age. On top of dealing with the stress of your father, your mama gone, she in jail doing a 40-year sentence. You feel what I'm saying? He just was dealt a bad card, man. That's all it was. And I mean a bad hand, a bad hand.
Shakita, along with the rest of her family, obviously played a role in Antoine's chaotic and disorderly influence growing up. Antoine's mom had a 40-year sentence to jail. His dad was unalived in front of him. Shakita's son is in jail currently. This family is dysfunctional, and it starts from the parents down.
Okay, you get released. You did your time. You come home. You ain't got no strong male figures in your life to tell you right from wrong, to, explain to you, man, leave the city. This ain't no place for you. You want to change, you got to do something different. But your mindset ain't there. You come right back to a city with the same kind of people that raised you in there. Murderers, criminals. You understand what I'm saying? What they do, they put work in your hand. Because you always wanted to live the flashy life. You always wanted to be like your dad, but you're nothing like your father. Your father was laid back. He was low key. He wasn't loud. He had plenty of money, yeah, but he wasn't loud. You loud. You wear the clown suits. You want all the jewelry. You want all the designer. You want the flashy cars. Your daddy wasn't that. He custom built them. But he wasn't in them like that. He drove a rag-glass car. He kept a dirty, dinky uniform on all day. But he got a pocket full of money. You feel me? But the moral to the story is Antoine was loud. So you come home with the same mentality of the people that shaped you, formed you, raised you while you was incarcerated. So we can't do nothing with this boy. He out of control. Of course, now you got my dad. You ain't got nowhere to go. You're getting put out of everywhere you go because you can't go in and out of people's house like this. Twine, you've been gone long. You don't even know the custom way of normal living. Damn. You're an animal now. Damn. You understand what I'm saying? We trying to calm you down, boy. Look. People don't do that these days. You tripping.
His longest stint, how long was it? At a young age?
14 years.
Damn. That shit feels...
Because see, the trauma start, your development stops whenever your trauma start. And if he went in at 14 and that place raised you coming home with that understanding, not the understanding of a 30-something-year-old man about to soon be 30, a little over 30, you feel what I'm saying? You don't think like us in the civil world. You don't think like us. You think like that. You understand what I'm saying?
If that is true, then what is the excuse for your son being in jail, Shakita? At some point, taking accountability for how you and your relatives influence these individuals as children should be a priority of acceptance to you, Shakita.
So with that being said, I try to get people to understand him. And Twine didn't have nothing to do with us. We was the bad parents. It's our fault that he the way he is. We didn't love him. Girl, people, please. Y'all have no clue. Am I sitting here saying that Antoine don't know right from wrong? Because you gotta wanna change. But in his head, what's better than this? When he don't know nothing else. You understand? In his head, Tita, I don't see none of that stuff you talking about. Because you're not giving yourself a chance for your mind to reformat, baby. And me, all you want to do is preach to people. All you want to do is keep throwing that Bible out of me. He fell away from God also. He used to always question me about the Bible and verses, and the people who was in jail told him that this ain't real, that ain't real. And that used to break my heart. Oh, that used to break my heart. But at the same time, I know God have a way of showing up in people's lives like that and using them. God loves people like that. He loves them. You know why? Because those are his biggest projects for the unbelievers. Because if he can change, anybody can change. And that's just the way God works. He loves the fool. He loves fools. And he loves babies. Because they don't know no better. They don't know no better. A fool don't know no better. And he most definitely is a damn fool.
Because like you said earlier, I know Antoine, I'm sure he watching, if he's able to, he's watching most of this. What conclusion do you see?
And let me tell you the conclusion that I see. And we going to mark this word. It's going to go down in history. At the end of the day, God have the last say so. The last say so with it all. Whether if he, show up walking or in a bag, God got the last say so. But we pray he walk in there walking. You understand? Protected and covered. This is what I see. This is what I see. This gonna turn around and he gonna get the last laugh. This gonna turn around and he gonna get the last laugh. Now, is he's gonna have to pay for walking out of that prison, whether somebody unlocked the door or they picked the damn lock. None of that matters. You got to pay for that. You got to pay for that. But far as the young lady and what you was in there for, what he's saying is true. Not gonna lie for him. It's true. Now, you are the ass for constantly dealing with the young lady. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Those documents that he have, they're real. My parents even have documents. But what we couldn't understand is you have all these documents. This girl will put these fake charges on you. Then she will go and get a power of attorney to say, write it out, written out that she lied. She made it all up. Get it stamped, sealed, and notarized. My daddy have them documents. We're trying to understand if this girl go that far in doing this, why you keep messing with that little girl? Let me tell you why. Because she's 19, you in your 30s. You thought you ran across a little sucker. Yeah, she showed you. You ran across the wrong one this time. And like I said, that ain't nothing but your karma for how you messed over the young lady that you married. She held you down, took care of you while you was in jail, loved her and her baby. Beautiful girl. She like a little Mexican type, Hispanic girl, but beautiful. You mistreated her. You didn't do right by her. You came straight home, went back to your baby mama. That's how you made your little boy. That's 3 years old right now. So T-Mama and Noon, and Twine and Noonie made T-Mama, which is his 17, 18-year-old daughter who just graduated. Y'all made her at 13, 14, you and the mom. Y'all was young parents. Made that baby. You feel what I'm saying? Then with that being said, when you came home, you married Mary Jane because you felt bad that she held you down all that time, but you were cheating on her the whole while with your baby mom, and that's how you made your little boy. Okay, then you left Mary Jane. She had enough sense to divorce your ass. You went back to your baby mama. Noon and you tried to call yourself rekindling your family back, this, that, and the third. But at the same time, you ain't been home 14 years. You trying to get your feet wet. You see what I'm saying?
At this point, Shakita is rambling and babbling. The way that Shakita talks about her nephew is like she is angry at him instead of being loving towards him. Meanwhile, Shakita is airing out Antoine's personal business over the internet while the authorities are listening. Her actions are completely foolish.
You're trying to get your feet wet as much as possible. And Antoine is a very attractive man when he pull himself together and he clean up. He's very charming. And he's very persuasive. So with that being said, you in these streets, you got your lady fans. You got your fan of women. You feel me? But you run across this one right here. Your baby mama got enough sense to know I'm not doing this with you no more. You come home on the same BS. You don't want to get a job. You can't keep still. You got this, you got that in my house. You got to go. So she had enough sense to kick him to the curb. You're in and out my mom in them house. I'm constantly telling my daddy, Dad, I'm telling you right now, them people ain't got no problem sending your ass to jail at the age that you is. I'm telling you now, don't be fooling around with that twine. Oh, I'm not doing nothing. Okay, whatever. Go ahead on. So with that being said, you run across this one now. This one right here, yeah. She put your ass to work. Have you ever seen the movie In Line Between Love and Hate with Martin Lawrence?
Yeah.
The one who beat herself and then put herself in the hospital and said, you did. That's her. That's her. You got one of them kind. You got one of them kind. Her mama is no longer. Her father is no longer. She out here keeping however she live. However she make her money, I don't know. But the young lady keep money. Me personally, I've never met her personally. But from the horror stories that my family give me with them too, I don't be wanting to hear. Because if you're willing to jeopardize your life and your freedom for this right here, you good and crazy.
And that's the same girl that's got him on the charge?
Yeah, it's the same. Yes, right. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. She's the type of girl, you know how some women think that A man beating them is love. She one of them kind, but she keep money. She take care of him. She keep him with designer on. You know what I'm saying? So in his head, he got him a little young duck. You feel what I'm saying? So she splurging him. She got him in nice cars. She got him, she got him with the best of shoes on, and that's all he want to do anyway is flash. He ain't got shit. She taking care. But at the same time, you in these streets with other women in her shit, which she do. She crash out. She crash out. She'll go upside your head. What he do? Eat her black and blue. You feel what I'm saying? What she do? Call the police. What she do? Go get him after he go to jail.
Chiquita just gave a witness statement to the police by admitting that her nephew abuses the very female that Antoine is fighting charges against. I am in belief that Chiquita is putting forth effort for Antoine to receive a conviction. Chiquita has already informed the police where Antoine recorded the social media video while being a fugitive, and that prompted the police to raid a house in search of Antoine earlier. I strongly believe that Chiquita and Antoine have a bad relationship prior to the jailbreak, because the actions displayed by Chiquita seem intentional and not incompetence.
She go get him. She want to bind him out all 100 times and he can be in jail. You feel me? Repeated vicious cycle. Repeated vicious cycle. This is why I didn't care to hear none of it. And Twine went to jail on one of his other accounts. He went to jail. They went out there to Texas because my little great nephew and Twine baby had a high fever. I mean, detrimental high fever. So when Twine and her went to Texas to see about the baby, they had a hotel room, right? She was upset that Antoine Counselor was at the hospital and she in the hotel room. Now, he brought you out there with him. So it wasn't like, he was like, you stay here, I'll come back. They went out there together as a couple. And they had a hotel room and he was going to see his baby, whatever, in the hospital, right? So she jealous because he's spending too much time in the hospital. Wow. In her head, he with the girl, he with the baby mama. He with the baby mama. Let me tell you what she do. Here it is. This fool got her a bus ticket, caught the bus home, left him in Texas. They drove her car out there now, left him in Texas, came home, called the police, and said he stole a car. The people went to Texas, whoever the Texas people is, arrested him from the hospital. He was like, what the fuck is y'all arresting me for? A stolen car. What stolen car? That's my old lady car. Yada yada whoop whoop whoop. Don't know that this fool done went home. Now he knew she left mad. And he crazy. You don't want to stay, you go get the fuck then. You already know all that happened. Right. But at the same time, you literally left and caught the bus, went home, called the police, told the people he stole your damn car. And then arrested his dumb ass out the hospital with his baby. That's the stolen car part. That's the car theft part.
Antoine will not benefit at all by having his aunt give descriptive details about a crime that he is currently accused of. As I stated earlier, I do not believe Chiquita is dumb at this point. I believe she is trying to get her nephew put in prison. It's almost like she hates him in my perception.
And look where we at now. All this is stemming from her. And since you done lost so many times, you afraid that the people gonna railroad you. You understand? Because how they say 3-time loser, 4-time loser, all that. You feel like you ain't got no good lawyer that's gonna represent you, and you feel like now you ain't never coming home. So in his head, he breaking up out of here.
Is there anything that if he's listening right now and he see these videos, anything that you want to say to him, especially after the video he dropped? Should he drop any more videos or stay away from that? And I don't want to influence your your thought about it, but what would you say to him?
As of now, I haven't seen any more fresh videos, and I don't care to see them. But if you listening, Antoine, I need for you to know one thing. I'm not going to say if you listening. I know you listening. I need you to hear me and hear me clearly, baby. You do not have to be afraid. We know you scared. We know that you went too far. Just like they say, you try to fix a situation with a disaster. That's not how you do this. We understand why you doing what you're doing and why you did it. They don't know that though. Come on, turn yourself in so you can explain yourself. You got powerful people backing you up, boy. This gonna turn around for your favor. I need for you to know that. You know I'm praying for you. You know I'm a woman of God. That's why you stay away from me so much when you say I preach too damn much. But the moral to the story is, son, let's get this over with, man, so my mama can rest, so my daddy can rest, Antoine, so I can get back to my life. But I love you. Let's get this finished with, man. You ain't got nothing to be afraid of. Come on, let's fix it. Let's fix it.
If he was to reach out to you, what would be your reaction?
First off, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I don't give a who listening. That's my nephew. I love him. I'm gonna talk to him. I'm not closing no door. I'm letting him in and every fucking thing else. Yes, I am. You feel me? But I will convince you to hear me out and let me explain to you everything that we got set up out here, because we got some powerful people that's on board, and everybody bashing Pastor Brown. Pastor Brown is a very known pastor in New Orleans East. When I say that, he know my brother personally. He know Lil Antoine personally. He know them, all of them personally, from Rabbit to Neil, all of them. He been in all their lives. He's the type of pastor that will be on the corner with them while they hustling, trying to get them out that life. You understand what I'm saying? Hell, he buried all of them. He buried all of them. He even married Lil Antoine when Lil Antoine first came home. Y'all didn't even know that. Lil Antoine got married when he first came home because they had a young lady by the name of Mary Jane who was josing him, taking care of him when he was locked up. And of course, when he came home, he married her under some false pretenses that he was going to do right by and didn't. And I think that's bad because, and I feel all that's his karma right now. All that's his karma. And I tell him that all the time. What you did, that girl going to come back to you, boy.
Well, that concludes the interview. I believe that Shakita is being hateful towards her nephew Antoine. Everyone that is your relative isn't your family. Shakita is giving the police Antoine's locations, and then informed the interviewer that she loves Antoine and will allow him to come over and take a call from him because, as she stated, and I quote, "At the end of the day, that is still my nephew, and I love him." I do not believe Shakita, and she appears to be a person who wants to see Antoine in jail. She admitted that she wants Antoine to give himself up because of the pain that her relatives are going through. There wasn't anything that Shakita said that was for the benefit of her nephew, not one comment at all. Give a comment below on your thoughts about this, and also click like and subscribe with notifications on for future related videos.